a historic alliance reborn. For over a century, the United States and the Philippines have shared a unique bond, one forged in war, tested by time, and now reinvigorated by new global realities. Why the Philippines matters now. This island nation, long seen as a strategic outpost, is suddenly at the center of a rapidly changing Indo-Pacific. The Indo-Pacific is shifting, and the U.S. Philippines alliance is at the heart of it. As regional tensions rise, the Philippines' location and alliances are more important than ever. For years, the partnership focused on internal threats, but now, under President Marcos Jr., the Philippines is looking outward, directly confronting China's growing ambitions. The South China Sea has become a flashpoint, with Philippine patrols facing off against Chinese vessels almost daily. The 1951 Mutual Defense Treaty is no longer a relic. It's a living pact, revived by China's aggression in the South China Sea and the looming threat over Taiwan. What was once a Cold War-era agreement is now a vital framework for modern security. The Philippines' northern islands are just a short distance from Taiwan, making the country a critical U.S. partner in any Taiwan crisis. These islands could become staging grounds or early warning posts in the event of conflict. For Washington, this means new strategic depth and access. For Beijing, it's a major complication. The balance of power in Asia is being recalibrated, and both superpowers are watching Manila's moves closely. The Philippines is now a linchpin in U.S. deterrence strategy, raising the stakes for any potential conflict. Joint exercises, intelligence sharing, and new military sites are transforming the country's role in regional security. Decisions made in Manila and Washington today will shape Asia's security for years to come. The choices of leaders, the strength of alliances, and the resolve of nations will determine the region's future. Understanding this pivot is key to grasping the new Indo-Pacific reality. The Philippines is no longer just a backdrop. It's a stage where the next chapter of global power politics will unfold. America's new foothold: strategic bases near Taiwan's doorstep. In recent years, the United States has been quietly but steadily expanding its military presence in the Western Pacific, with a particular focus on the waters and islands near Taiwan. This move is not just about numbers, it's about positioning, readiness, and sending a message to both allies and rivals. The U.S. now has access to 9 Philippine bases, up from 5, thanks to the Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement. This expansion marks a significant deepening of military ties between Washington and Manila, reflecting shared concerns over regional security and the growing assertiveness of China. 3 new sites in northern Luzon put U.S. forces within striking distance of Taiwan, transforming the region's military balance. These locations are strategically chosen, allowing rapid deployment and flexible response options in the event of a crisis across the Taiwan Strait. The U.S. is investing heavily in infrastructure, fast boat bases, repair facilities, and logistics hubs, signaling a long-term commitment to the region. These upgrades are designed to support sustained operations, improve mobility, and ensure that American and allied forces can operate effectively, even in contested environments. The deployment of the Typhoon missile system and pre-positioned supplies means the U.S. can respond rapidly to any crisis. These advanced weapons and stockpiles of equipment reduce response times and increase deterrence, making it clear that the U.S. is prepared for a range of scenarios. Plans for a munitions plant at Subic Bay further cement this partnership. This facility will not only supply U.S. and Philippine forces but also create a logistical backbone for future operations, ensuring that ammunition and critical supplies are always within reach. These bases allow the U.S. to disperse forces, making them harder to target and more effective in projecting power. By spreading out assets, the U.S. increases survivability and complicates any adversary's attack plans, while also enhancing its ability to support allies in the region. In a Taiwan conflict, northern Luzon would be a launchpad for intelligence, air support, and logistics. The proximity to Taiwan means faster response times, better situational awareness, and the ability to sustain operations over longer periods. The Philippines is no longer a bystander, it's a central player in regional security. Joint training and integrated planning have elevated the alliance, making the Philippines a key partner in maintaining peace and stability in the Indo-Pacific. This posture is a formidable deterrent, fundamentally altering the strategic landscape. The presence of U.S. forces combined with Philippine cooperation sends a powerful signal to any potential aggressor. The U.S.-Philippines alliance now stands as a bulwark against instability, Together, they are building a network of resilience, ready to respond to threats and uphold the rules-based order in Asia. The message to Beijing is clear: the region's balance of power has shifted. With new bases, advanced weaponry, and a revitalized alliance, the U.S. and the Philippines are reshaping the security environment on Taiwan's doorstep, making it clear that any move toward aggression will be met with a united and prepared front. Balikatan and beyond. A surge in unprecedented war games. Joint U.S. Philippines military exercises have exploded in scale and complexity, with over 500 planned for 2026. These are no longer symbolic drills. They're realistic war games focused on external defense, from amphibious assaults to anti-ship strikes. Balikatan now involves tens of thousands of troops and live-fire exercises, including sinking mock enemy ships. Allies like Japan and Australia are regular participants, turning these into multilateral shows of force. Even France is negotiating to join, expanding the coalition. These exercises build real interoperability, ensuring allied forces can operate seamlessly in a crisis. The relentless pace of training means the alliance is ready to respond, not just react. For any aggressor, the cost of conflict just got much higher. The Taiwan contingency: how the Philippines changes the equation. In the evolving security landscape of East Asia, the Philippines has emerged as a pivotal player, fundamentally altering the strategic equation surrounding Taiwan. The Philippines' proximity to Taiwan, just 160 kilometers away at its closest point, makes it indispensable in any Taiwan conflict scenario. The narrow Bashi Channel, separating the two, is a critical choke point for military and commercial vessels, and its control could shape the outcome of any confrontation. President Marcos Jr. has made it clear: neutrality is no longer an option if war erupts over Taiwan. His administration has signaled a willingness to cooperate with allies, recognizing that the stakes for the Philippines are higher than ever before. Manila is preparing evacuation plans for over 150,000 Filipino workers in Taiwan, underscoring the seriousness of the threat. These workers are not just economic contributors, they are families, friends, and citizens whose safety is now a top national priority. U.S. access to northern Luzon bases means rapid response capabilities, air superiority, sea lane protection, and missile strikes are now within reach. These bases also serve as vital logistics hubs, enabling faster deployment of troops and equipment in a crisis. Land-based missile systems stationed in the Philippines can threaten Chinese naval assets, forcing Beijing to plan for a southern front. This new layer of defense complicates any potential invasion plans and extends the reach of allied deterrence. Quiet cooperation with Taiwan, including joint Coast Guard patrols, is building practical crisis coordination. These efforts foster trust and ensure both sides are better prepared for emergencies, whether military or humanitarian. The Philippines has shifted from passive observer to active participant in Taiwan's defense. Its military modernization and strategic partnerships are transforming the regional balance of power. This new reality complicates China's invasion calculus. Any move against Taiwan now requires Beijing to consider a broader, multi-front conflict, increasing the risks and costs of aggression. The deterrent effect is real. Any move on Taiwan now risks a broader, more dangerous conflict. The presence of U.S. and allied forces in the Philippines raises the stakes for all parties involved. The Philippines' role is now central to regional stability, serving as both a frontline state and a bridge for international cooperation in the face of rising tensions. The Philippines is determined to build its own credible defense, not just rely on allies. The Horizon 3 modernization program is shifting focus to external threats, with plans for new fighter jets, anti-ship missiles, and even submarines. The BrahMos missile system from India gives Manila a powerful deterrent against hostile naval forces. Unmanned systems provided by the U.S. are boosting surveillance and operational reach. Task Force Ayungin in Palawan fuses U.S. tech with local expertise for unmanned operations. Budget constraints remain a challenge. 2025's defense budget is far below what's needed. Manila must prioritize critical acquisitions and seek creative financing with allies' help. Success depends on political will and sustained investment. The modernization drive is essential for credible deterrence in a dangerous neighborhood. The U.S. alliance is central, but the Philippines is building a broader security network. A new reciprocal access agreement with Japan allows for larger joint exercises and closer cooperation. Australia is now a key partner, regularly joining major drills and forming part of the squad with the U.S. and Japan. South Korea supplies modern naval vessels, while France is negotiating a visiting forces agreement. This web of partnerships reduces dependence on the U.S. and sends a message to Beijing: the region stands united. Manila's strategy is to create a flexible, resilient security architecture. The Philippines is now a hub for collective defense in the Indo-Pacific. A networked approach is its best shield against regional threats. Beijing sees the U.S. Philippines alliance as a threat and has escalated its tactics in the South China Sea. Chinese vessels now routinely harass Philippine ships and fishermen, pushing the limits of confrontation. The June 2024 ramming and boarding of a Philippine vessel at 2nd Thomas Shoal marked a dangerous escalation. China's deployment of massive Coast Guard ships to Scarborough Shoal is open intimidation. These actions show Beijing's determination to enforce its claims regardless of international law. Crisis hotlines exist but have limited effect in de-escalating tensions. Each incident only strengthens Manila's resolve to modernize and deepen alliances. The risk of miscalculation and wider conflict is growing. Beyond geopolitics, ordinary Filipinos are on the front lines of this struggle. Fishermen face harassment and shrinking catches as Chinese vessels push them from traditional waters. Over 150,000 Filipino workers in Taiwan live with the threat of conflict, and Manila is preparing evacuation plans. Communities near new U.S. bases see both economic opportunity and the anxiety of being on the front line. The alliance aims to deter war and protect these lives, not just project power. The hope is that strength and solidarity will keep the peace. For many, the stakes are deeply personal. Livelihoods, families, and futures hang in the balance. The human cost is the ultimate reason for deterrence. The U.S. Philippines alliance is reshaping Indo-Pacific security for a new era. This isn't about permanent U.S. bases, but flexible, integrated deterrence with modernized forces and regional partners. China now faces dilemmas on multiple fronts. Any aggression risks a coalition response. Integrated deterrence weaves together military, economic, and diplomatic tools to raise the cost of conflict, but the risk of escalation remains, requiring careful management and open communication. The goal: deter war, not provoke it. The Philippines will keep modernizing and deepening its network of partners. The choices made now will define the region's security and its peace for years to come.